Sophie Turner defends triggering Game of Thrones abuse scene. Really proud. A very few TV shows have left as deep a mark on pop culture as HBO's Game of Thrones. Beyond battles and dragons, the series confronted some dark realities of society, sometimes even sparking heated debate among fans. One of the most controversial moments of the show came when Sansa Stark was raped by her husband, Ramsay Bolton, on their wedding night. The scene, which was shown in Season 5, sparked outrage, with many calling it unnecessary and overly brutal. Now, Sophie Turner, who embodied Sansa Stark throughout the show's run, shared her perspective on the controversial scene. She reflected on the triggering plotline during her interview with Flaunt magazine, revealing how her thoughts on mature themes changed as she grew older. When discussing the scene in Season 2's episode The Old Gods and the New, where her character almost got raped, she mentioned that she didn't quite understand the gravity of the situation. "I was trying to figure it out in my young little head," she said. Advertisement. Sophie Turner's perspective changed once she filmed the brutal assault scene in Season 5's episode titled Unbowed, Unbent, Unbroken. In the episode, Sansa Stark marries Ramsay Bolton, played by Ewan Ryan. She then gets raped by her husband on their wedding night, while her former childhood friend, Theon, was forced to watch it. When the episode aired, Sophie was 19, and she had more of a grasp of what was happening. Even though she understands why many were offended by the scene, the 29-year-old actress mentioned that she still stands by the creative choice. Sophie Turner says Game of Thrones did a lot of justice to women. "I did feel, and still do, that Game of Thrones shone a light on things that many people were like, oh God, you can't show that kind of thing, and I understand it can be triggering. I totally understand that point of view," she said, further explaining. "But I did feel we were actually doing a lot of justice to women and the fight women have had to fight for hundreds of thousands of years. The patriarchy, being treated as objects, and being constantly sexually assaulted. I don't think there's one woman I know who hasn't had a form of that." The episode in question was released in 2015 and received significant public backlash, as it diverged from the book's plotline, which did not feature Sansa. However, Sophie defended the scene, adding that if Game of Thrones aired today, such scenes might come with trigger warnings. Still, she felt proud of being a part of the show. She shared, "I'm really proud to have been a part of Game of Thrones, where they didn't shy away from showing atrocities that happened to women back then. I feel proud to have been part of the conversation." What's next for Sophie Turner? Sophie Turner was most recently seen in the thriller film Trust, which premiered in theaters on August 22nd. She stars as Lauren Lane, an actress who hides in a cabin after a massive scandal, only to find herself betrayed and fighting for survival against someone she once trusted. Following this, the actress has two more projects in the pipeline. First is The Dreadful, a gothic horror film starring her Game of Thrones co-star Kit Harington. And the second one is the show Steel, which will revolve around a heist.